Notes on 8.1 are how to set up the equation of a circle. We have the equation of a circle written right here. It says x minus h in this parentheses squared plus y minus k in this parentheses squared equals r squared. Now r is the radius of the circle, so that's why we have an r there, but it's squared. And notice the center of the circle is at the ordered pair hk. So this is what we mean by that. In number 1, the center is at h comma k. The formula is x minus h squared. That's how it starts. So you have to put x minus 3 squared. So that takes care of the x part. Now let's take care of the y part. The y part says y minus k squared in the formula up there. Well, our k in this math problem is -6. So that's y minus -6 quantity squared. And then it equals r squared. Well, r is 6, so we're just going to compute 6 squared. Okay, let's write the final answer. Leave x minus 3 quantity squared. It's fine. The second parenthesis says y minus -6. Change that to y plus 6 quantity squared, and then do 6 squared is 36. That's your final answer for the equation of a circle. In the next section, we're going to graph these circles. So for now, we're just going to write the equation. I'll do another one. The center is at -2, 5. So that's like x minus -2 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 4 squared. So notice how I put -2 in for h, 5 in for k, and 4 in for r in the formula. Just remember that when you have minus a negative, you can write it as plus. So the first parentheses you should write as x plus 2 quantity squared. And then the next one is just y minus 5 quantity squared. And then you write 4 squared as 16. Okay, let's do one more together. So x minus 0 squared plus y minus -4 squared equals 3 squared. You do not have to keep the 0 when it says x minus 0 or if it said y minus 0. You could just write x squared. The parentheses should be y plus 4 squared, and 3 squared is 9. Okay, you write the last 3 on this page. So pause the video, write the last 3, and then turn the video back on. Number 4, x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 3 root 5 squared. This one's easy. You just need to write x squared plus y squared on this side of the equal sign. 3 squared, which is 9. And then root 5 squared, which is 5. So that's actually 9 times 5, which is 45. There's your answer for number 4. Number 5, the center is x minus -1 squared plus y minus -2 squared equals 8 squared. Write that as x plus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 64. Number 6, x minus 12 squared plus y minus -7 squared equals 7 squared. That is x minus 12 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals 49. Try to remember to always put the squareds on the parentheses. Okay, let's turn the page. We just learned what the center radius form of a circle is, meaning we can see what the center and radius are. But there's another form of the equation where you can't tell what the center and radius is, and that's called the general form of the equation of a circle. To have the general form means to have everything multiplied out. So in the first problem, I have an x minus 3 squared, which is x minus 3 times x minus 3. So I'm going to multiply that out. There's also a y plus 6 quantity squared. I'm going to multiply that out. When everything gets multiplied out and put on the left side, then it's in general form. So x minus 3 times x minus 3. That's x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. And then the next one, y times y is y squared. Y times 6 is 6y. Another 6y. And 6 times 6 is 36. Look at the general form up here. I need to list the x squared term first, then the y squared term. So let's move those out in front. X squared's out in front. Let's move y squared after x squared. The next term I need is the x to the first power. So that's negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x. After that is the y to the first term. So that's adding 6y plus 6y is 12y. And then we just need the constants. Notice how it equals 0. So I'm going to have to subtract 36 from the right side. Look, we have a 36 on the left side. So if I subtract 36 from the right, I can subtract that 36 from the left. There is one number left, though. There's a plus 9 in here. So plus 9 stays on the left side, and we do have 0 on the right because we subtracted 36. There's your equation of the circle in general form. Notice how this form is not very useful. We cannot see what the center of the circle is. We cannot see what the radius of the circle is. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how we get this general form. We're going to practice getting general form. And on the next page, we'll practice how we go back into center radius form. I'll do another one. I'll do number 2. I'm going to multiply x plus 2 times x plus 2. And then after that, I'll multiply y minus 5 times y minus 5. So that's FOIL. I'm going to do x times x, x times 2, 2 times x, and 2 times 2. You should be getting 4 multiplyings every time. Y squared minus 5y minus 5y plus 25. And that equals 16. So the x squared goes in front, followed by the y squared. Now look at the x terms to the first power. There's 4 of them, so 4x. Look at the y terms to the first power. That's negative 10y. And then look at the constants. There's a 4 here and a 25. So there's 29 on the left side, and I need to subtract that 16 over. So 29 minus 16 is 13. That way we leave a 0 on the right side. Okay. It's time to take a turn. You take a turn with number 3 and then think about number 4. Try that one. So turn the video off, do those 2 problems, and then turn the video back on to check your answers. The answer to number 3. When you expand y plus 4 squared, you get y squared plus 4y plus 4y plus 16 equals 9. Your answer should start with x squared followed by y squared. There are no terms with x to the first power, so don't worry about those, but we do have a plus 8y. And now I'm going to subtract 9 over to the left. 16 minus 9 is 7. That's the answer for number 3. The answer for number 4 is just x squared plus y squared minus 45 equals 0. That one is in general form now. Please try 5 and 6. Turn the video off, work on 5 and 6, and then turn the video back on to check your answer. Number 5, x plus 1 times x plus 1, y plus 2 times y plus 2. You'll get x squared plus 2x plus 1 from that expansion, and then y plus 2 squared expands out to y squared plus 4y plus 4. Now you just have to put them in order. So x squared comes first, followed by y squared. Then you should have a 2x, then a 4y. There's a 1 and a 4 on the left for a total of 5, and I'm going to subtract 64 from that. So that's negative 59. Number 6, expand x minus 12 squared. You get x squared minus 24x plus 144. Y plus 7 expanded is y squared plus 14y plus 49. Notice there's a 49 on the right side of the equal sign, which I will need to subtract from both sides, so I will be subtracting 49 from both sides. The first term is x squared followed by y squared. Then you should have minus 24x plus 14y plus 144. That equals 0. That is what is referred to as general form. So these are circle equations in general form. Let's turn the page and look at how we're going to change general form back to center radius form. In order to do this, we're going to complete the square. To complete the square, I'm going to put the x terms in one parentheses and leave some space. Then I'll put the y terms in the next parentheses, leave some space. 32 is sitting on the right side. To complete the square, I'm going to take half of 10 and square it. Half of 10 is 5, and when you square 5, you get 25. Now that we added 25 to the left side of the equation, we need to add 25 to the right side of the equation. Now take half of 6 and square it. Half of 6 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So add 9 to both sides. This trinomial that we set up, x squared plus 10x plus 25, is a perfect square trinomial, which means it factors into a perfect square. It factors into x plus 5 quantity squared. The y trinomial factors into y minus 3 quantity squared. And then on the right side of the equal sign, I just need to add those numbers together. I get 66 when I add those numbers together. Now that this circle equation is in center radius form, I can tell what the center is. The center is -5, +3. The radius of this circle is the square root of the number on the right, so that's the square root of 66. Remember, the radius is squared on the right side of that equation. Let's try another one. Number 2, put the x terms in a parentheses and leave some space. Put the y terms in a parentheses and leave some space. Complete the square. Half of 2 squared is 1. Half of 4 squared is 4. Remember to add 1 and 4 to the right side of the equation. The x trinomial factors as x minus 1 quantity squared. The y trinomial factors as y plus 2 quantity squared. I'm getting that from this. I'm getting the minus from that minus in the trinomial, and then half of 2 is 1. In the y parentheses, I'm copying that plus sign from the trinomial, and then I'm taking half of 4 to get the 2. 17 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. So there's your equation of the circle in center radius form. Tell me what the center is. Tell me what the radius is. Don't forget to take the square root of the number on the right side of the equal sign. Okay, it's your turn. Work on the next 4 problems. So pause the video, work these 4 problems, and then turn the video back on to check your answers. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. I'm going to subtract 5 to the right, which will give me 27 on the right. Center is at -4, -3. The radius is the square root of 52, which is, you can simplify that. 52 breaks up into 4 times 13. So you can take the square root of 4, which is 2, and it leaves a 13 underneath the radical. I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides.